Newsflash, cheap cars are cool now. Just because something's cheap doesn't mean it's bad, and the least expensive cars on sale are better than they've ever been. If you need an inexpensive way to get around in 2024, then these are the cars, SUVs, and even a few trucks that you need to take a look at. We're going to tell you the cheapest cars in each segment for 2024 and then how much value you're going to get for your money. But just because something's inexpensive doesn't mean it's right. So at the end of each segment, we're going to tell you which one we would buy with our own money. Before we move on, if you want to know more about any of the cars that we listed here or what's going on in the world of new cars, head on over to Edmunds.com. And please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps us out. First up, cars. Let's start with the 2024 Nissan Versa. With the Kia Rio saying bye-bye earlier this year, it's one of the last tiny sedans on sale, but it still packs a decent-sized trunk. There is a ton, and I mean a ton, of standard equipment on this thing, and we're talking about more than just power windows. It's also easily the cheapest way to get a full suite of driver aids, including rear automatic braking, which you can't even get on some more expensive cars. The biggest downside, it's slow. We're talking more than 10 seconds to 60 miles an hour slow. Next up is the 2024 Kia Forte. The starting price is a fair bit more than the Versa, but you do get a lot more car.
The Forte is a little bit longer and a little bit wider than the Versa, and that means there's more room for passengers.
You also get a little bit more power compared to the smaller Versa and a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. That is crazy. It's not as nice to drive as other compacts like the Honda Civic or Mazda 3, but it costs less, and that's what we're all about here today. Hey look, it's another Nissan. The 2024 Nissan Sentra rounds out the list of cheapest cars. It comes with the same standard safety features that the Versa does, but in a slightly roomier package. It's about the same size as the Forte. It also has a little bit more power, making it a lot less lazy off the line compared to its smaller sibling, and it's probably the best looking car on this list. A 2021 redesign gave it some real character, and we like the way it looks. There's also the Mitsubishi Mirage. It falls in between the Versa and the Forte in terms of price, but we really aren't sure what the future holds for the Mirage. In fact, it seems like Mitsubishi's winding down production and it might not be around for much longer, but we just thought we'd mention it because it is another cheap option. So which one would we buy with our own money, our own cash, our own hard-earned dollars? It's gotta be the Forte. It's a nicer place to be inside than either Nissan. It proved to be the quickest of the bunch in our testing, and whew, that warranty. If you want something cute, well-equipped, and a warranty that means peace of mind for a whole decade, the Forte has your name written all over it. Next up, SUVs. Didn't think SUVs could be cheap? Think again. Our crossover-hungry market means that automakers are constantly trying to package SUVs in all shapes and sizes and price points. The 2024 Hyundai Venue is the cheapest SUV you can buy right now, and it's the smallest, but it's a pretty well-packaged little vehicle. It doesn't have much in the way of ground clearance, and you can't get all-wheel drive, but if you need something with more passenger and cargo space than your average hatchback, then the Venue is a solid choice. It's a little plain Jane inside, but it's not what you'd call uncomfortable, and the tech's pretty good too. Throw in that 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and that's more than enough given its really attractive price point. The Kia Soul is one of our favorite extra small SUVs. Even though a refresh saddled it with more childish looks and took away the option of a fun turbo engine for higher trims, it's still a pretty enjoyable thing. There's a lot more room inside for people and stuff than the tiny Venue. The Soul's also quieter and a nicer place to be.
It's also worth mentioning that blind spot monitoring is just an extra $500 on the base Soul, and for something that you're no doubt going to use every single day, that makes a lot of car math sense to us.
Plus, that Hyundai Kia warranty is in full effect. The Chevy Trax is all new for 2024, and its transformation from ugly duckling to sporty-looking swan was kind of a shocker. It's powered by a little turbo 1.2-liter 3-cylinder engine and comes with a way nicer interior than before. It's also bigger than the car it replaces, which means more legroom for passengers, and it has one of the biggest cargo holds in the segment. Sadly, there's still no all-wheel drive here. So, if we had to pick one of these to spend our own coin on, it would have to be the Trax. It's the nicest to drive, sports the nicest interior with the latest and greatest tech, and it's easily the best looking. If we could make one wish, we would just want all-wheel drive for these prices. Alright, let's talk trucks. Last but not least, it's the battle of the cheap pickups, and for right now at least, this is pretty much a two-horse race between Ford and Hyundai. So let's start with the Maverick. There is so much to like here. It's a cutesy little pickup that can be had with a hybrid powertrain that gets 37 mpg according to the EPA, or a punchier turbo engine. It can also be had with all-wheel drive, an off-road package for more adventurous buyers, and up to 4,000 pounds of towing capacity. That's a lot for something so small. All Mavericks also come with a thoughtfully laid out interior that's super usable, and given its low starting price, it's no surprise that they're impossible to find right now. And then there's the Santa Cruz. It's based on the Tucson, and as a result, it has a much more luxurious interior than the Maverick. The only problem is the base car isn't really the best one in the lineup. For the big engine and all-wheel drive, you really need to spend a lot more money, and you might end up having a Santa Cruz on your hands that's almost $40,000, and that's definitely not cheap. If you do want a body-on-frame truck with bigger towing capacities and the option of four-wheel drive, you're going to have to jump to a mid-size pickup, but even the cheapest one, the Nissan Frontier, starts at over $30,000, and that's really not the point of this list. So which one would we pick? It's a no-brainer, it's the Maverick.
If you're going for frugal, the Maverick makes a lot of sense. It's the cheapest way to get a hybrid pickup that will pay dividends at the pump, or if you need all-wheel drive, guess what? That's an inexpensive option on the Maverick too. My pick of this bunch has to be that little Ford. Small SUVs and sedans make sense for some lifestyles, but this pickup packs in too much good stuff. Its mix of utility and the hybrid's stellar fuel economy means it's easily the way that I would go. Get a Maverick, put a bunch of miles on it, and be happy.
A couple of years ago, this list would have been a lot longer, and cheap new cars are getting harder and harder to find. But the upside is there really are no penalty boxes here. These cheap cars give you a lot of bang for your buck, and it's really hard to pick wrong. With that said, happy shopping. Roll. Okay. Including our own hard-earned dollars. It also sports a stand-up standard. Oh god. It's one of the last tiny sedans on the market. That's crazy. The 2024. Nope, I can't. Yeah, I got it.
That was your fault.
Yes, that was me.